Hi! Today we're going to talk about double-sided counters. Some games use colored cardboard counters for money or units or all kinds of other stuff. Today I'm going to be making the money from Unexploded Cow. For the cardboard on this, I'm using the backing sheet of an old tracing paper pad. You could also use the back of a legal pad. Along with your cardboard, you're just going to need some full sheet labels and a good paper cutter. Step one is going to be to print the counters front and back on the full sheet labels. This counter sheet is a little bigger than my printer's printable area, so I'm printing it at 95%. This keeps all the crop lines visible on the page. My first cut is going to be a guide cut. To help me line these up front and back, I'm going to cut just at the edge of the artwork, on the top of both pages, on the right of the front page, and on the left of the back page. Now I've torn off just part of the label's backing sheet, and now I'm using the cutter's backstop to line up the corners of the cardboard and the labels. Now I can tear off the rest of the backing sheet and gently smooth it down. The back of the page is going to be the same thing, but in the opposite corner. Okay, now you have a stuck together sheet that has a thin rough edge on two sides and a thick rough edge on two sides. Because these counters are so small, we actually want to keep this big edge as a handle as we drive it through the cutter. So I'm going to take off this narrow edge and I'm going to leave the thick edge on until the last cut. Before I do any finishing cuts, I'm going to extend these crop marks to the edge of the page. And then I clean up these two edges. So within each color group, these are bust cut. That means it only takes one cut to separate them, but between the color groups there's a bleed, so I need to be able to make a cut here and a cut here and clean up those edges too. Now I've got a whole bunch of strips of 6 counters each, and it's time to cut the other way. There's no crop marks here, so I just have to use my best judgment. And remember, there's a little bit to trim off at the end of the strip. And now we've got 78 counters made from one sheet of cardboard. So that's it. That's double-sided counters. Now go do it. I want to tell you about Go First Dice. This is a special set of 4 12-sided dice numbered 1 through 48, and they're designed for just one thing, deciding who goes first. They're perfectly fair for every position, they never roll a tie, and you can learn more about them at cheapass.com.